Right, guys, welcome back to the show. I've got a stacked show for you today. I am Stray Cabbage, and this is the Varadkar Clown Show. Now, I've changed the name just a little bit because obviously somebody was saying don't put his full name into the title. I've made sure to turn on all my audio today. That's one thing that I'm going over. We've got Celtic Cross, Steady Eddie, the Travelling Circus, complete with the sideshow so, with freaks 100%. We've got a stacked show for you today. We've got Varadkar speaking on the North here, what he thinks of the North. We've got a few videos on X, and we've got a few videos saved on my playlist, and that's what we're going to be going through today. But I think what we'll do is we'll start off with I need to clarify something. So the intro has to be long. It has to be coming up to near 5 minutes long, because if it isn't, and then I say something within a 2 minute period or a 5 minute period, the bots scan for 2 to 5 minutes on YouTube. So if I say something, then it'll pick it up in the first 5 minutes and it'll get took off. That's basically how YouTube works. This is live on Rumble, X, and YouTube. I can only see the X viewers and the YouTube viewers. I cannot see anybody watching on Rumble. So I apologize about that. If you're watching after the fact, if you're watching this on YouTube now and you're watching after the fact, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and sure, leave a comment in the comment section after the live, and let me know how you think of it. The same applies for X. Give us a heart, a retweet, and leave a comment. If you're watching this on Rumble, give this a rumble, give it a share, and leave a comment. I will get back to you. So yes, a stacked show today. I mean, what a week. Let's reflect. Let's have a bit of a reflection on the week. So a landslide victory. No. A landslide, no. And I said this. And by the way, you're getting far left cabbage today. So this is a far left cabbage. If people don't realize, if somebody comes into the chat and thinks that I'm actually being serious, please somebody notify them that I'm not being serious, that this is an act. There's far right cabbage, there's far left cabbage, and then there's normal cabbage. Far left cabbage agrees with Varadkar on everything. Now that is satire. It's not real, because there was a lot of people saying, I can't believe you're saying these things. Like, a lot of people don't click on. I had this on X where I was trolling on X saying that I identified as a woman, but I'm also a lesbian. And people were saying, well, like, they actually thought I was being serious. So please, if anybody in the chat can notify the people and say that I'm not being serious, just tell him, look, he's not, he's playing a role here. I have to say that. It sort of takes away from what I'm doing, but some people don't click on, and I get that. So yeah, just to recap, landslide, no. Varadkar got it absolutely rubbed in his face. You had Mary Lou McDonald coming out here saying all sorts of mad stuff. She was, she wasn't disappointed. She had genuine worry on her face. These people are out. When the election comes, they know the gig is up. This is a time now for I think there's 6 parties that will actually do right by Ireland. I advocate for the Irish Freedom Party, because I think they say the right things. Do I agree with everything that certain political parties come out with? I don't. And I'm doing well. I hope you're well. So I don't agree with all of them, but I think the Irish Freedom Party, these types of parties, as long as the main ones that are in now, the established ran ones, are not getting in, because they are literally going to destroy this country. I'm not joking. I've been looking into the policies. It's happening here in the North already. I've spoke to local people. It's very, very different up here, but the little towns where I'm from, Belfast, they're all changing. And it's not good. So it's happening up here too, folks, in a mass scale. Drug use is up. Sexual crimes are up. I'm not just equating that to people coming into the country. That's the local people doing it themselves. But we'll have to crack down on this. Just before I turn in the left cabbage, we'll have to crack down on this. We'll have to, and the only way to crack down on that is to vote the right people in power. The people who used to be in power in Ireland, North and South, aren't doing the job anymore. They have sold out to the globalist elites. They have sold out to Europe. They have sold out to the communistic spider in the center of the spider web that is actively destroying the country right now. And you have these dumb socialists. Don't think I don't see is in the comment sections. You have these dumb socialists that think this is my issue, right? This is my issue with socialism, right? Is that socialism and communism on paper works, but these socialists all have businesses. So let's start off with your business. How about anybody that declares themselves a socialist, how about we start off with your business and we'll give you a higher tax to spread out to the poor on the streets? How about that? How about we give anybody that on paper declares themselves as a socialist, we will take a higher tax from you and we will give it to the foreign nationals coming into the country and the homeless people in the street. How about that? Because there's a lot of these socialists that come in here and start socialism and all this here. And the only thing that needs to be done there is tax them higher and see how they like it. You see, these socialists, it's like being woke. Oh, look at me, I'm a socialist. But realistically, they're not. They're covert capitalists. They just want you to pay more tax and for them to have the power to not pay any tax. That's the definition of a politician. So if a socialist ever comes up to you, right, and they have a business, because a lot of them don't. A lot of them, are socialists because maybe they don't have a lot of money, and I get that. They have an argument. But see any of these socialists that come up to you and say, oh, I want a business. I've got a business. And I'm a socialist. Say, okay, well, then. All right, what's your yearly income? Right, we're going to take 20% extra for you, and we're going to distribute that like Robin Hoods, like intellectual Robin Hoods, to all the poor people on the street. And let's see what they have to say about that. They'll probably say, well, that's not socialism, because they don't understand what it is. You're advocating for higher taxation. That's what you're advocating for. Just say, oh, I'm for more government and I want a higher taxation. They can't say that though, because the people will be against them. But that's what it is. That's what it is. There's a lot of socialists where I come from, and they're all hypocrites. They all contradict themselves. They're not good people. It's different now, a homeless man in the street or somebody doesn't have any money. I get that. You're advocating for socialism because you don't have any money. I get that. I understand. There's a lot of money floating about to help people that are homeless. It's just not being given to them. It's given to foreign nationals coming into the country that rip up their passport and we don't know who they are. That's the real issue here. So it's time for far left cabbage to come in now. Everything that normal cabbage just said there is an absolute lie. Don't listen to him. He is a piece of shit, and he's getting kneecapped. So let's face it. Let's face Leo's face reaction when he was reading out the above. 100%. His reaction was mad. Like and he was right to be mad. Far left cabbage says he was right to be mad. It should have been a yes, yes. Why wasn't there a yes, yes? I'm a male feminist. This is absolutely disgusting. Why wasn't there a yes, yes? All you bigots and homophobes and misogynistic men voted no. How dare you do that? Look at what the women have to go through now. They have protections in the Constitution now because of you. These women can stay at home and raise kids because of you. I just met a family the other day, 10 daddies and 20 mummies. These people can't even be recognized in the Constitution as a durable relationship. This is absolutely disgusting. I give them a bed to 10 North Africans. My wife sleeps in the bed. I sleep on the floor. She sleeps in the bed with 10 North Africans. And, I give that to them because that's who I am. That's what you should do. Everybody should do that. And, we should be recognized as a family. This is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I'm disgusted in the people of Ireland. Why didn't you just vote yes, yes? I mean, you have destroyed the country with your misogyny. I'm going down to Dunleary and I'm starting a second protest with the feminists, and we're going to not stop the protest until the government abolishes democracy and brings in durable relationships and takes mother out of the Constitution, because you're all misogynistic pricks. And that's the way I feel about it. Okay. So who have we got? James Anthony Ward, Micheál, Micheál Martin was comfortable with the referendum. He had no choice in the matter. Well, if I was Micheál, I can't say it now without reading that, right? I would have abolished democracy. He should have said, "Not on my watch." Socialism for the Irish only. If all the money wasn't wasted, the Irish could have a 4-day work week. That's good socialism. John, John, that's bigotry. That is bigotry. What I've just seen there. That is pure bigotry. What I've just seen there. I'm advocating for an extra day of work. Do you think? How do you think Varadkar spends €250 average on a bottle of red wine? We should rack that up to €1,000 because that guy's doing such a good job for Ireland. We should be paying more tax just for the politicians to eat better. What I'm saying is I want to add an extra day. I want to have an 8-day week, and I want us to work 7 days, and on the 8th day we work a half day, and we only get a half day off. I don't care if you've got kids. I don't care. That's what I'm advocating. That's the type of socialism I want. Far left cabbage wants that type of socialism. Okay, and all the money, extra taxation, all the foreign nationals get half of everybody's wages, and the Irish natives get nothing. That's the type of socialism I'm looking for. That's the type of socialism far left cabbage is advocating for here. If you're not on my wavelength, you're not intelligent enough and you don't know the things that I know. They won't be raising those kids if Leo doesn't like what they teach them. Think the gov will take your kids away to safeguard them from you, and rightly so. And I'm gonna give you my argument here, and rightly so. They should take your kids away. It's been happening in America for way too long. Listen, the bigotry here is just. I mean, are you against that, super elite? Are you against that? I. I mean, if you are not teaching your children from the ages of from the pop out radical alphabet people ideologies, your kid should be taken away from you immediately and put straight into an education camp where there's rainbows everywhere, because we need to teach our kids that rainbows and happiness and chopping off your wieners is a good thing. How Come to me with an argument and tell me that chopping off your wiener is a bad thing. Bring one person to the table that's chopped off their wiener that regretted it. Everybody loves it. I'm going to do it. I'm not even, well, I am a protected characteristic because I'm disabled. And I'm a but I'm not I suppose I come onto the alphabet people because I share my wife with 8 North Africans. I suppose, yes, I would, and sometimes I would contribute in those acts at 4 o'clock in the morning because they haven't climatized yet to the time over here. So I suppose I am alphabet people. We should have education camps for these children. And if you don't like it, super elite, that's it. I mean, we're coming for them. And if you don't like it, tough luck. Look at Enoch Burke. There's plenty of space in jail. We're letting out all the criminals, drug dealers, rapists, speedos. They're credit to the community. It's people like you, super elite, that's going into prison. If you don't let us teach your children about rainbows and about the alphabet people and about how it's okay to chop off your wiener, you're going to prison, son, whether you like it or not. Thank you. A bigot made that thumbnail, a bigot, and I was forced to use that thumbnail. 42% delifing rate amongst wiener choppers within 5 years. Well, that's because of the oppression that people like super elite and far right cabbage put upon them. Now, 42%. I thought it was going to be higher because the oppression and the bigotry that far right cabbage and super elite and the bigots in the chat put upon these people, it's got nothing to do with chopping their wiener off. Catch a grip of yourself. How would chopping your wiener off cause severe head issues? Think about that. Sewing up downstairs, how can a mastectomy do that? Come on now, use your brain. That's because of the bigotry in the world and the suppression and the us persecuting against them. They're waking up every day and they're saying to themselves, I can't be here anymore because I have to walk out through the front door and there's millions of far right cabbages everywhere that just absolutely destroy my life. So I can't be here anymore. It's got nothing to do with chopping off their wiener. Come on now. Let's call a spade a spade. Look at the bigotry. John has came in here with this bigotry. I might just end the live stream because the bigotry is hurting my soul. I mean, there's only 5,000 spaces in Ireland. Hasn't changed since the 1980s. I think all of you need to go to a re-education camp. So what have we got for you today? I mean, can I change the bigots in the chat? Press 1. If you think I can't change, just press 2 if you're becoming a rainbow person. Right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have it today, right? So what have I got today? Oh, yeah. You didn't get to hear this last week. What's going on here?
This is ITV News at 10 with Mark Austin and Julie Etchingham.
Good evening, paedophiles.
G'day.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I thought this was great, right? You heard that, didn't you? I've got the sound on. I thought this was great. The BBC have embraced Speedos. Did you hear what he just said there? Good morning, Speedos. It was absolutely phenomenal. This is the type of progressiveness I'm looking for here. This is the type of progressiveness Varadkar is trying to tell you about. We need to have campaigns to free Speedos, all in the street, outside the GPO. The BBC have done it. Why can't we do it? Why can't we be progressive like this? This is disgusting.
What crime did I commit? Could I have your name and number, please? And Garda Station. Could I have your name and number, please? I've asked you your name and number, please.
Right, context to this. I think this fella's pissed, but the guard tried to arrest him, or I don't know what they done. I want, if you know any context about this, let me know in the chat. But I want your opinion on this video.
Can I have your name and number, please? How are you doing?
What's your name?
Don't worry about my name.
I'm asking you what your name is.
I haven't committed no crime.
These lads are being...
I haven't done nothing.
Okay. Can you just? I just want to talk to my colleague.
I've asked. No, excuse me, guard.
I know, but I'm just.
Guard,
I know,
can I have his
understand
name
that.
and number? He's accused me of a crime. I have not
Okay,
committed.
you of it.
sir.
You did, guard.
Sir, can I just ask you to step over there for a second and
I'll stand
consult
here.
with my
you wanna come over
colleague,
here with
and
me?
then
I can
I'll
tell
have a
you
chat
his
with you, all right? I'll come and have a chat with you then.
I'm on a public street.
Okay, that's fine. Right.
I asked you your name and number.
Right. So I want to know, right? This fella here. So in the Republic up here, like if you're in the public, you're in the public. You can film, you can do anything. They can't remove you from the public space if you're not causing a disturbance. Then they can't remove you. So is this guy? Is this the guard doing tyrannical work, or is this him just being a nuisance? Okay, well, let's play on.
Oh, wait, fucker. What's after going on? What's after happening here?
He's accused me of a crime I didn't commit.
What did he say?
He just says I committed a crime. He's going to do me for a public offence.
What crime did he say?
He said I swore in public.
Okay.
Can I have your name and number, please?
Well, my name is Dale Carroll, R118. All right.
Sorry, who?
My name is Dale Carroll. I'm R118, the number. All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
No
guard.
problem at all. And what's the issue anyway?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've done nothing.
Look, I don't know what happened here. All right.
No, do I?
Look, do you want to take the camera on my face? It's very ignorant and very rude.
No.
I didn't do anything here.
I,
all right?
no, I have a right to do it. Can I?
Like, I actually generally thought when watching this here that he was being a little bit ignorant, like just sticking a camera in the face. But you can do that. You could step back a bit. I'm recording for my safety, okay? But your guy's actually being a bit reasonable here, isn't he? The wee small cop. Well, he's made to look tiny here. But I don't think your fella done too much, now, to be honest with you.
Look, it's very ignorant and very rude.
Hi, sir. What's your name there?
Can I have your name?
My name's Jennifer.
What?
Jennifer Quinn.
And your number?
R152.
And your name?
Jamie Cashman, R120.
Now, what's your name, sir?
I'm not giving my name because I've committed no crime.
Well, I'm just asking you your name.
Don't need my name.
Well,
Have I committed a crime?
well, you're kind of committing a public order offence at the moment.
What public?
You see, the cops approached me in Dublin that day, right? And I was 100% compliant with them. And they were sweet with me, apart from the two cops that followed me and my mate. They followed me and my mate, like they were breathing down our necks. They were trying to intimidate us for whatever reason. I think they heard my northern accent. But I just walked on. I didn't, like, I looked back and I seen that they weren't carrying weapons. And I sort of made it clear in a statement that, like, you aren't really intimidating. You don't even carry weapons, like standard issue Glocks. But other than that, the cops were fine. Do you know what I mean? Apart from the riot police, they look like Antifa.
Not an offence if I committed.
Okay, you have been aggressive as far as
To
I'm
who?
concerned to my colleague here.
I asked him a
Okay.
question. What did I?
Okay, you can need to take a step back, sir. You're actually kind of invading our personal space at the moment.
Well, you came up
So-
to me. You
Yeah, but
came
I-
up to me.
But I'm standing back here.
Well, I'm
okay?
standing
All right,
here.
I'm
I
gonna
have
take-
not moved.
I'm
Yeah.
going to take a step
Take
back.
a step
then,
back.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
All right. Now, what's your name, sir?
I've committed no crime.
I've given you my name. Now, what's your name?
I don't have to give you my name. I've committed
Are
no
you
crime.
refusing to give me your details?
I'm not refusing.
You
I've
are
committed no
refusing to
crime.
Give me your details, sir.
Arrest me. Have I committed a
Well, now that's the thing, right? Even though that he's drunk and he is being a nuisance, he hasn't committed a crime. So up here, if you haven't committed a crime, you don't have to give out your details unless it's a traffic stop. Then unless you're in a vehicle, then you have to give out your details. Do you know what I mean? So they've just approached him. I don't know the context prior to this. Maybe he was being a nuisance. Maybe he was fighting those dirty northerners. You know what we're like. And he's just, so he doesn't really have to give his details. I think the cops here should just walk away, but they can't. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong.
crime? Have I committed a crime?
I'm a member from Garda Síochána.
Have I committed a crime?
I am allowed to ask you your details.
I don't have to give it. Have I committed a crime? Have I committed a crime?
I am not saying you
Have I committed a crime?
Sir,
Have I committed a crime?
sir, repeating yourself isn't going to make this situation.
Have I committed a crime?
Sir, the situation.
Have I committed a crime?
Okay, sir.
See, drinking wits out, just walk away. Like,
Have I committed a crime? Have I committed a crime?
Sir, at the moment,
Have I committed a crime?
at this moment,
Have I committed a
at the
crime?
moment you're,
Have I committed a crime?
sir, I'm giving you
Have I
direction
committed a crime?
under Section 8 of the Public Order Act to please leave the area, all right, immediately.
I've left.
No, the area, sir.
see, I want to look into that law because I think that only applies to people that are committing a disturbance, but they've approached him and sort of distressed him. I know that he's drunk. I get that. And he could have maybe been causing a disturbance prior to that, but hypothetically say he didn't. Then for me personally, they've approached him. They've come into his space. He's asked them legitimate questions and they haven't answered, apart from their number and name.
What area? What crime is committed?
Main Street in Swords. I've given you directions to leave the area in a calm and peaceful manner. If you fail or refuse to do so, you can be arrested under Section 8 of the Public Order Act.
What crime have I committed?
I am giving you a direction.
A
Under
direction?
the Public Order Act.
What?
Leave.
But that isn't the law, though. That's a direction. You're not saying by law you have to remove yourself from this area because you have committed A, B, and C crime or a singular crime. Do you know what I mean? What I think the two parties here, the drunk guy and the cops, both need to walk away.
What?
The area of Main Street in Swords.
What?
As I believe that you are committing an offence under Section 6 of the Public Order Act.
Which is
threatening, abusive, or insulting behaviour in a public place.
To who?
If you
Assault. I mean, now I get he's a nuisance, and I know that he's a nuisance, right? And he deserves a slap on the mouth for being drunk outside, just causing shit. I get that, right? In the real world, you say, mate, just get, you know, it's bitch slap him to get back to wherever you came from. Do you know what I mean? But realistically, though, right? She's given him a direction. He hasn't. He's talking. He's not shouting. He hasn't touched them. They've approached him. Do you know what I mean? But being drunk outside a bar, though, I get what you're saying. Being drunk, I get what you're saying. Being drunk and disorderly is illegal. Well, I mean, he's not being disorderly. Like, define disorderly. That's what I'm trying to say here. Define disorderly, like talking to the police. He hasn't raised his voice. He hasn't hurt anybody. We're assuming that he didn't do anything before, though, and he was just approached, right, for being drunk. I've been drunk on the streets many a time. I got stopped by the cops here in the north and got told to go back to Dublin. Because it says, where are you from? And I said, Ireland. It says, well, get across the border then because they're fucking cunts. Do you know what I mean? That's what the cops were like up here. It's changed a little bit now. This is back whenever it was 19. But they couldn't arrest me for being drunk. And I was staggering all over the street. Like, I was bollocksed. So, do you know what I mean? Maybe it's a bit different down south. Maybe they've got more authoritarian rules over you. But as it stands, I see him being a nuisance, but he's not being disorderly. You can't, for instance, if we're going to use that logic, we could say that he could say now that he's a protected characteristic and he's disabled, right? And them cops have to protect him under the protected characteristics law now. So he's say, well, I'm disabled. I'm not drunk. I'm disabled. I've got a few drinks in me, but actually I'm disabled. So define disorderly. Do you know what I mean? You can use the laws against them. I know he's a nuisance and he deserves a good slap on the mouth for doing what he's doing, but the cops are equally just as you get what I'm saying, though, don't you? I know that he's a nuisance, though.
You fail,
to who? To who?
If you fail,
to who?
To the public at large.
To who?
To the public at large. Okay. If you fail or
well, to the public at large, he's not at the minute. He's not speaking to a random member of the public. He's speaking to the cops. He's speaking to the Garda. So if he's speaking to the Garda, that's not the general public. And they've approached him. So a good defense solicitor will go and say, well, hold on, he was standing in the street. The video footage showed that he was standing there and he was approached by the cops, by the Garda. And he wasn't a nuisance to the public. He asked them legitimate questions. They answered some and they didn't answer others. They then said that he had to remove himself under the Public Order Act. But under the Public Order Act, he had to be creating a disturbance, but he wasn't creating a disturbance in this video. He was having a conversation with the police, asking them lawful questions. Do you know what I mean? So if this went to court, I would say it would be dismantled quite easy unless it was a kangaroo court.
refuse to do so, okay, you can be arrested.
There's no
okay?
public. The only people here is guards.
Sir, I'm like,
Please take it. Take us further because
okay,
I will sue you.
Again, sir, you'll be arrested now. Okay, you're refusing to give your details. You're refusing to leave.
So they're saying they're going to arrest him for refusing to give details. I don't think that's an arrestable offence in the Republic of Ireland. I'm near enough sure it's not an arrestable offence. Unless he hasn't committed a crime. She's saying, I'm arresting you for refusing to give details for a non-crime.
The area you have been given
Okay,
directions
you're now-
under the
I'm
public
leaving.
order act.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Well, now he's turned into a pussy. You have to follow through. If they, you know, obviously drinking wits out, so now he's acting like a pussy. So you can't act like a pussy. If the cops approach you and then you're there to stand your ground because you haven't committed a crime, and then they go to arrest you, accept the arrest, you take it to court, and you actually follow through with proving yourself innocent, and you actually sue them. I would welcome an arrest here, especially with the video footage that he has.
You're leaving now.
I'm leaving. What's this? What's this? Good luck. I will be suing you and you.
If he doesn't stand himself over there,
I've done nothing wrong.
if I take him out
You're
here,
telling lies, telling lies.
That's fine with me. Yeah, that's fine.
Terry, I'm going to ask you to get in a taxi with me. Is that all
No,
right?
no problem.
Okay.
But I'm going to sue you
I'm so sorry.
personally because I have your details.
Right. Fucking, I'll bleeding burst you. The cops should have arrested him and put him into the gulag for 20 years under my draconian laws that I would bring in. 20 years in the gulag. That's what he deserves. 20 years in the gulag. Just anybody that speaks up to a cop, I don't care where it is in the island, north and south, you're getting 20 years in the gulag. And that's it. And see if you disagree with me. Well, me and Varadkar maybe will find you in a field somewhere and we're going to have a bare knuckle, a proper bare knuckle. So he should have been put in the gulag for 20 years. He committed 20 offences. Or how dare he speak up to the cops? How dare he be outside a bar drunk? How dare he ask them for their name and badge number? How dare he stand there in video? If it was up to me, North Korea is the only way. And Varadkar is Kim Jong-un. He's greater than Kim Jong-un. If it was me, everybody would be given a plaque of a face of Varadkar put in their house, and you have to dust it once a day. And if it's not dusted, I'm going to have inspectors coming into the house just to run their finger around it. And if there's any dust in that, you're not going to prison. Your children are. So know that. Left in the gulag, 100%. Ronan gets it, and he's right, 100%. You know, authoritarianism, communism is the only way to go, folks. I mean, trialed and tested, has killed the most people on earth. But I think under my version of communism, it's going to work. I'm just saying. So what else have we got for you today? Yeah. I would be a great communist leader, wouldn't I? I would be a great one. So here we go. The man, the myth, the legend.
I think it's clear at this stage that the family amendment and the care amendment referendums have been defeated. I think it's clear at this stage that the...
Look at that man. Look at that man. That is the Sigma. That is Ireland's version of Andrew Tate. I mean, that is the epitome of what a man should be. Standing there after a crushing defeat. After a crushing defeat. That is a man, folks. That is, raise your kids to be Varadkars. Raise them to be like this. This is what we want. Look at that man after a crushing defeat, standing there with so much Sigma energy. It's absolutely phenomenal to see.
Family amendment and the care amendment referendums have been defeated. Defeated comprehensively
Abolish democracy, Leo. Abolish it.
On a respectable turnout. So the government accepts the result and will...
You shouldn't accept the result. It was corrupted by the Pepe the Frogs. They came in and they corrupted the result. I heard of a mass dump of votes coming in at the last minute, coming off a boat from South America. And they came off the boat and they just dumped them, and they were all no-nos. We shouldn't accept this. We should call it the corruption. We needed a yes, yes. As I say, meet me in Dunleary next Sunday with all the male feminists. We're going to protest against this because we're sickened that the government is upholding democracy.
Respect it fully. As head of government and on behalf of the government, we accept responsibility for the result. It was our responsibility to convince the majority of people to vote yes, and we clearly failed to do so. I think we struggled to convince people of the necessity or need for the referendum at all, let alone the detail and the wording. And that's obviously something we're going to have to reflect on. Need for the referendum at all, the majority of people to vote yes, and we clearly failed to do so. I think we struggled to convince people of the necessity or need for the referendum at all, let alone the detail and the wording.
100% correct. You didn't do a good enough job, Varadkar. You didn't do a good enough job. You should have took out $1 billion from public funds and had it just for a yes campaign. Every person in Ireland is given a representative that stays in their house right up until the election date and make sure they're voting yes. That's what I would have done. That's what you should have done. And we would have got our beloved yes, yes vote. We could have, right now, what a Mother's Day present to give to a mum. To wake up on Mother's Day and say, Mum, for your mother to say, what did you get me for Mother's Day? I took you out of the Constitution, Mum, and to watch the tears flood from her face in joy and happiness that her future mothers don't have the protection in the Constitution. And for her to say, it's great now. Stray Cabbage and his missus's and his wife's 10 North African partners can now be seen as a durable relationship. And to us embrace in a hug of joy that the misogynistic laws have been lifted from Ireland. That, to me, is the only way. So you didn't do your job, Leo, and I want you to abolish democracy immediately, and I want you to implement these laws straight away. I don't care about the homeless in the street. Open your door to all the migrants. It should be mandatory that every household in Ireland opens their door. Locks are abolished under my rules, and you have to house a migrant no matter where they're from.
That's obviously something we're going to have to reflect on into the weeks and months ahead. Look, clearly we got it wrong. I think Enda Kenny famously said once that the electorate often gives the government a wallop. This is 2 wallops. It's not the first time, though, a government has lost a referendum.
No, I'm sure it's not the first time you've received the wallop. I heard the cheeks got clapped before. But listen, on a side note, I don't care what the people say. We have to get the yes, yes vote in for the sake of women.
Actually, the 12th and 13th time. So we've seen periods in the past where referendums have been defeated, and unfortunately, this is one of those occasions. But we absolutely accept the result and we respect it. Well, look, I think we have to reflect on the results.
Imagine being that much of a weak leader. Sorry, my words are wrong there. Imagine being that much of a strong leader that you accept the results of a referendum in democracy. I mean, he could just abolish democracy, like I'm saying, and just implement these yes, yes votes. Take the minority's opinion over the majority. It's always the way to go. I think that's a good way to run society. And while he's at it, implement extreme authoritarianism and communism. It's the only way to go. Just look at North Korea. They're booming. They're that woke and they're that much for climate change that you can't even see lights at night from North Korea from a satellite because they're all to save the planet. I mean, we have to implement North Korean rules into Ireland ASAP.
During my first term as Taoiseach, we won 3 referendums, and there was no particular political boost for the government at the time, nor do we seek or expect one.
Did I see a bit of Botox? Leo. 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 Do I see a little bit of Botox, Leo? I need some Botox, Leo. Is it the expensive Botox, Leo? I've just paused your face there, and you look like the beautiful demon that you are, Leo.
And as I said before, this is the 13th time that a government has lost a referendum. And there are periods in the past where governments have been re-elected within 6 months of losing a referendum. So I think the public understands, we have a sophisticated electorate, the public understand the difference between a referendum and a local election, the difference between a European election and a presidential election. So I'm not sure if there's a read across there.
Now, Varadkar, don't tell me that you're worried about the local election. Don't tell me that you think that this referendum directly reflects what a local election could look like, or an election looks like, or a European election looks like. Don't tell me that the rise in far-right bigots taking over countries is a direct reflection on how the public feel. Immediately implement authoritarianism. Get rid of these votes and make the people bend to your will. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Well, we definitely have to reflect on the results. And like I say, we do accept responsibility for it. It was our job as a government to convince people, first of all, that these changes were needed, and secondly, that the wording was the right wording, and we clearly failed on both accounts. And we accept that fully. Well, look, I don't think we're so important that it will be heading the news or being the headlines all across the world. I'm sure it'll be reported, but there are lots of other things happening in the world, not least.
No, that bigot Alex Jones reported on it. If it was my way, he'd be put into the gulag forever. Slop and water for the once a day for the rest of his life. And that bigot Elon Musk, how dare he allow free speech in his platform? And you know what? I'm actually happy with Elon Musk because he abided by the Irish hate speech laws, and there's posts getting taken down of X, and rightly so. So maybe there's hope for Elon yet.
The war in Gaza and the conflict in Ukraine, so I'm sure it'll be reported on, but I'm not sure it'll be the talk of the town in Naples or New York or anywhere else for that matter. Like I say, we put the proposition to the people. The people heard the arguments, considered them, and voted to reject them, and we accept that, and we fully accept that.
I can't have this. I'm thinking about really advocating importing Kim Jong-un into Ireland. Let's become a state of North Korea, because now he's went from Sigma to Wick. How dare he? How dare he abide by democracy?
The Constitution belongs to the people, not to politicians, not to political parties. The people are sovereign. They've decided not to make these changes to our Constitution.
No sovereignty. Nobody should have sovereignty. We're the beehive working for the queen bee. There's no such thing as sovereignty. Ireland is not sovereign. We'll have to work for the communistic spider in the center of the web of Europe. Are you not supposed to be one of the babies of the communistic spider? Are you not supposed to be one of these tiny spiders that are dismantling countries? And rightly so. Ireland should not be sovereign. There's no sovereignty where I come from. I'm not an individual. I'm a godless freak that advocates for wieners to be chopped off and for no democracy, and there are no referendums. We want Varadkar in for the next 50 years.
And we accept their judgment and their decision.
My God, I can't believe what I've just watched. I can't believe what I've just watched. I mean, I have just watched a man respect democracy. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. This is everything that I hate. Democracy, law and order, votes. Who wants votes? He needs to abolish democracy ASAP because he's going to get kicked out in the next election because all the bigots are going to vote to get him out. And they're going to vote somebody in that's going to make money for Ireland, that's going to put the Irish people first. Who wants that? Who wants to be put first by their government? Think about that. We need to open our door to all the migrants. And if there's anybody that's going to come in here and say to me, put Irish people first, put the economy first, let's get rid of the homeless, these are disgusting. We need to have a direct reflection on California right now. I want an app for Dublin and for all the major cities in Ireland where you're showing where all the people are shitting on the streets. I want to see more shit on the streets. There's not enough shit in the streets. The shit on the street, they're rookie numbers. Let's pump those numbers up. We need to have shit on our streets. Look at this misogyny here, look. Grow facial hair. How do you know I'm not a trans woman? How do you know I'm not a trans woman? Do you know how much that hurt my feelings? How do you know I'm not booked in next week to get the lad chopped off? That's even the lad, the wiener chopped off. How do you know that, Ronan? I mean, this is mistake. We need authoritarianism ASAP. Communism. I'm going to write a letter to the Dáil right now, and hopefully Leo sees it. I'm going to write a letter right to his house, and hopefully his partner sees it and cries when reading this. And they implement communism, authoritarianism, and they reach out to the great Kim Jong-un to help us in these hard times of democracy.
Taoiseach and Minister Ryan, you set up the electoral.
Listen to that bigot speak. Just hearing his voice, what a fool. He makes me sick. Listen to that guy. Scallon or whatever you call him. How dare he even speak to the great Varadkar? How dare he even ask a question? How dare? I mean, he really makes my blood boil. How about this, Scallon? How about me and you have a wiener fight? Well, actually, maybe not next week because the wiener will be chopped off. I guarantee I allow my wife to go with more migrants than yours. This is absolutely disgusting. You make me sick, Scallon. You should be put to the gulag. The hatred that's running through me. Pure hate. Sith hate.
Commission specifically to find misinformation, and that commission has repeatedly confirmed that.
Go on, Leo. Look at that. See that back? That's the back of a man. Look at that lovely flag in the background. Get rid of that tricolour. Get that European flag up there now. It should be North Korean. That's what we need. Look at that beautiful bald man. Look at him. Look at Leo's back. That's the Sigma back, son. That's a Sigma back. That's a beautiful, beautiful man.
The Constitution doesn't say. Minister Ryan.
You didn't like that, Ben Scallon, did you? And your gripped media. Get a grip of yourself, gripped media. Who the fuck do you think you are? Gripped media. You don't have a grip of anything. What are you? Like the 150th most popular media group in Ireland? Catch a grip of yourself, you fool. Catch a grip. Gripped media. What the fuck's going on here, gripped media? I'm glad he turned his back on you, because how dare you even ask him a legitimate question? How dare you ask him a legitimate question on misinformation? The only misinformation that applies here is to the public. What Leo says is God's word. Understand, kiddo. Grip, look at that sign, man. Grip Media. Who would listen to these fools? Gripped Media. Gripped. Listen to that. Ben Barnacle. How about that? There was another fella here that could actually fight. I don't want to fight him. I want to fight Ben. Right? Grip Media versus far left cabbage. How about that? Far left cabbage promotions. All money gets sent to the North Korean regime, the Kim Jong-un regime. Right? So think about that. Grip Media. How dare you ask Varadkar questions? How dare you ask the great overlord, demigod Varadkar questions? I mean, what type of a media organization is this? Do you not see the good media organization sitting down the front? RTE. I mean, RTE. Don't even, every time I say RTE, I just explode. My balls just swell up. I mean, RTE is the epitome of honest journalism. They're close to the BBC. They're close to the BBC. The BBC have just got a little bit more brownie points for me because they advocated for Jimmy Savile, you know, Rolf Harris, Hugh Edwards, you know, Philip Schofield. Philip is my hero, and his brother they're my heroes. So, you know, RT've got a little bit of work to do yet. They're a wee bit free speechy for me, but they're getting there. See this Grip Media, Leo. Implement something. If you're listening, right? I'll make me a fucking commissioner, right? I'll go in here and I'll dismantle the media. See, people like Ben, Grip Media, they won't exist anymore. They'll have to fly to shit countries like America. Like, they're going to have to live in Georgia or something just to be able to, you know, report on things. Shit places that have free speech, like Texas and Florida. Shit countries, shit states in America. I mean, who listens to Grip Media? Really? Like, what world do we live in where we have a thing called free speech? Now, guys, there's a good possibility I'm going to come here.
Leo, listen to we're here long.
So this is from, let me just have a look here. This is a young Varadkar. This was posted 12 legends of like this. 12 legends of like this. Like, it doesn't tell me when it was posted. Oh, 14 years ago. Leo Varadkar TD speaks of the launch of the Young Fine Gael college recruitment campaign. Oh, what a man. This man was a man for how many years now? I thought he transitioned. That's not good enough for me. We need a leader that's a transitioned leader. Labour Party, maybe. Maybe.
Launching the Young Fine Gael recruitment campaign. Both of you attended the same university and were in Young Fine Gael together, is that right?
Yep, correct. Both Leo and I were in Trinity Young Fine Gael back in the day.
Who just said about clipping my stuff? Eamon McCann. Are you related to Jim McCann? How clipping stuff? That's 35 years in the gulag. Now, far right cabbage would say, clip away, son. A normal cabbage would say, clip away, son. Do whatever you want. It's yours. But far lab cabbage says, you clip my stuff, you're getting, under my regime, you're getting 40 years in the gulag. Simple.
We both campaigned together on numerous Freshers Week campaigns, recruitment campaigns. So we...
Look at that smile. Oh. Now, that is a man. Look at that red tie. He sort of looks like, no, it's a bit unionist for me there, Leo. You sort of look like a unionist with your red tie, your red, white, and blue. Is that a blue shirt? Yeah, you're red and white anyway. Sort of maybe you were a wee bit conservative for me here. I have to say that now. I would like to see a rainbow tie. Now that would be good. But I suppose this is 14 years ago now, so. But look at that, getting hot now, folks.
Sympathise with the task ahead for young Fine Gael in the coming weeks.
And both of you held positions in Trinity, did you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I actually recruited Lucinda to
No, he didn't.
to Fine Gael. I was back in 1990.
Look at that patronising laugh. How dare she laugh at my Leo? How dare she flirt with Varadkar? How the only person that can flirt with Varadkar is me. Look at that. Look at her beady little eyes. She's a covert capitalist, Leo. You better not be around her anymore.
1997, I was sort of secretary or chairman of the branch, and Lucinda was just a year behind me. And together we really turned it into a great branch. We actually won an award from Trinity for being one of the best societies. But
now, Leo, I'm assuming that you took the Taylor Swift course. I'm just assuming that. And if you haven't, you have to go back to university to do the Taylor Swift course, because she is the all-seeing God. She's a member of the Illuminati, yes, which rightfully so. She likes the Adrenabome. But as you know me, I'm an advocate for Adrenabome for every household. If it was me, I would have public funds into distributing Adrenabome to every household in Ireland.
Young Fine Gael is a great organisation to join. It is a real education. And I learned most of what I learned about politics through Young Fine Gael. And it's a great way to learn about the country and to see the country as well. And it's a great way to get into the Dáil if you want to do that, because so many of our TDs now have a background through Young Fine Gael, and that wasn't the case in the past.
That's what I was just going to say. Apart from being elected, do you think that working together when you were so young as well has helped you both in the Dáil now in your first term?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you learn a huge amount of skills.
I don't like the way you're looking at her, Leo. There's too much compassion and love in those eyes. You're showing too much humanity. I don't like that. I need a dead-eyed communist leader. This isn't good enough for me. Maybe this is why he lost the election. He lost the referendum, because he's too weak. He needs to be more authoritarian. He needs to implement communism ASAP.
Through Young Fine Gael, I mean, the kind of background political manoeuvrings, but also I suppose you develop particular interests. Like I would have.
He's thinking about lunch there. You're thinking about lunch there, Leo. I can tell that. You're thinking about lunch. You stopped looking at her. You looked away. You looked at the ground, and any geezer that does that is thinking about Subway. 100%.
Developed a big interest in my current portfolio, European affairs, through my work in Young Fine Gael, and both Leo and I participated in European youth politics as a result of our membership of Young
European youth politics, aka Adrenabome, aka Adrenabome processing. Varadkar, you're winning Bernie points in me here.
Fine Gael. We represented Young Fine Gael in the Young Christian Democrats, the youth of the European People's Party. So that was an excellent opportunity to make contacts, and also to learn a lot more, and to develop different policy interests. So I think that definitely gave us a motivation, which we may not otherwise have.
And what kinds of other activities can
these two women? I don't like them. They're too motherly looking. I need to see a bit of a mustache here, so I can get behind these women. These women don't look like feminists to me. I need to see hairy armpits, mustaches. The long hair is too feminine. They need to have short haircut, shaved at the sides with a design and rainbow color at the side. That's what I want to see here. This must be Varadkar during his misogynistic days, because he wouldn't have these types of women around him. He would have hardcore, beautiful feminists with shaved heads and rainbow flags attached to them.
can you do in Young Fine Gael, apart from the debating and policy and all that kind of thing? Is there a fun element to it as well?
There is, and like there's a great social life.
Leo
attached to
wasn't much
politics,
fun,
but well, you don't remember most of it. but there's a great social life, attached to politics, and sometimes it can take over your life, which you have to try and not let happen. But like Young Fine Gael, aside from having its branch activities, has a national conference.
Ooh, look at the close up of that face. Ooh.
Every year, and then has a couple of seminars throughout the year. Summer schools, barbecues, things like that. So it's very social as well as political.
Yeah. And if there's students now starting a Freshers Week and all this stands for the Labour Party and Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, why would you say they should join Young Fine Gael? What makes it different than everywhere else?
Well, Young Fine Gael it's not just a wing of a political party like Ógra Fianna Fáil or...
Exactly. It isn't just the wing of a political party. It's an Adranabone processing factory. And rightly so. And rightly so. 100%. That's what we're advocating for here.
Labour Youth, which are basically units of their senior parties. They don't have any independence.
Get that feminine face away from me. Disgusting. Bigotry. This is bigotry, having femininity on TV. Bigotry. We need feminists. I want to see feminists. At least we need the alphabet people out here. This is shocking. I can't believe this is we've came on so much since now. Right, we've got shaved heads and rainbows and hairy armpits, like France in the 1920s. Do you know what I mean? I can't listen. I can't watch this femininity. I can't watch this femininity anymore. So we're going to take a trip over to X now. And what I will say is, just on a side note, as I do this here, Leo's what's this here? Look at that beautiful oh my God, my heart's pounding. This is beautiful, folks. Absolutely stunning and brave. Like that is beautiful. I mean, let's take a minute to appreciate what we're watching here. Could somebody please tell me who this is? Is that your guy O'Gorman or something, is it? Because that's beauty. If beauty was a picture, that would be it. Minister of Children. Every school should have a headmaster. Sorry, a head they them like this. 100%. I'm an advocate for that. 100%. I mean, that's... I've got no words. Who's this bigot? This bigot, Michael O'Keefe. How dare Elon get on top of this? Get rid of this bigot. See this bigot, Michael O'Keefe. I'm telling you, son. I'm telling you. Look at this here Dublin migrant camp update. The inhabitants are now threatening to kill locals. 1,200 mostly Nigerian men inhabit this camp. How dare you spit facts like that, Michael? How dare you spit facts here? This is not for the Irish. What is this here? What is this here? What is this shit? Beautiful man. There's my man right there. Beautiful man. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Hello. Please, I'm sorry. Please, don't record you, please.
I can record anything I want in public.
Exactly. You're not allowed to record anything. Did he just say he can record or he can't record? Let me hear that there.
I know, but me. No, you can't record everything.
Listen to that man of intelligence. He just said you cannot record these slums. And rightly so. Whoever's recording these here needs to be thrown into the gulag. 100%. How dare he show what's happening on the streets? Take away the people's rights to record and show people what's happening in society. Immediately.
I want to record around Mount Street by the projection centre. Would that be okay?
Okay, but you can't record us.
I can record
You can't record them, you bigot.
anything in public.
It's not coming to us and recording us.
That's the law.
It's not the law.
I'm walking.
Unfortunately, it is a law that people can record and show the truth about what's happening in the streets. But we need to bring something in where people can't. Do this. I mean, give him your house immediately. You sleep in the tent.
I take your phone, I'll be videoing you.
I'm walking
Against the law.
and I'm recording. It isn't against the law.
But not we.
Sorry?
You're not the person that's coming here. Even journalists come here. They come here. They don't record our face. You can't record our face.
Listen to that beautiful language, man. A beautiful accent. That to me is the epitome of Irish. That the African dialect is beautiful and it's perfect for Ireland. You know, we need to get away from our roots here. We need to get away from speaking Irish. You know, my brother speaks fluent Irish. You know, he's a teacher and everything, and it says to him, "You're a bigot. You need to be teaching these children about Boko Haram, and you need to be teaching these children about about witchcraft and stuff. This here, that I mean, this man should be a school teacher."
Record anything I want in public.
Why don't you go out there and record? Why don't we come to
I can record. I live in. I can record whatever I want here.
No, you can't. You bigot. This is getting me angry, folks. I mean, I'm really getting angry. How dare this man walk into the vicinity of these beautiful people and where they live? They're showing you their culture.
No, you won't break it. You
Break
say
it.
you're going to break it?
Break it.
You said you're going to break it?
Yes, and he should break it. He should. Of course he should break it. He should break you.
That's what you said.
Don't record us. That's what I told you.
Be very careful what you say.
Record anything, but not us.
Be careful what you say to me.
Somebody get me the contact details of this man in the street, the fella living in the tent, because I have an extra space in my bed for him because we can fit one more person into the bed beside my wife.
Yeah.
Be careful what you
I
say.
tell you not to record me.
I can record anything in Dublin.
No, you can't, you fucking bigot. I mean, this bigotry, I'm about to cry, actually. The bigotry that I'm getting, it's just the bigotry and the racism and I mean, these people, man, they're disgusting.
Anything.
Yes, and rightly so. He should do that to you. Under my new rules, it would be the Irish people are inhibited from recording, and if a person walks into your house looking to stay there, you automatically have to leave. You don't even have a choice. Pack up your shit and get out of here, kiddo. Get out of here, kiddo. Pack up your shit and get out of here, kiddo. Pack up your shit and get out of here, kiddo. Pack up your shit right now and get out of here. Get going. Not on my watch.
Hey.
Bigots everywhere. Bigots. Now, what's this here? What's this here? There's more filming off the tents. That's
Okay, they're on the other side now. Right? Right up here.
That's culture.
This is unbelievable.
That's culture.
The numbers.
Hold on here. It's Michael.
Now the tents are increasing.
Is Michael trying to say that this isn't culture?
Okay, folks, look at
What's
this.
going
Now
on?
the tents
What's
are
going on
increasing.
here? That's culture. Look at that. That's called culture. How do you know that these people don't want to live like this? That's called culture. That, to me, that is the epitome of culture. What is wrong with having a slum in the middle of Dublin? That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I mean, am I crazy or something?
Look at this. And you see the amounts today. Look at that. They're on the other side now. Right? Right up here. This is on.
I'm going to buy a house right there. That's what I'm going to do. And they can all come in and sleep in my bed.
Unbelievable. The numbers are increasing to beat the band every day. When you see this, look at it.
I would like to see the tent company Trespass come out here and sponsor these migrants. Migrants brought to you by Varadkar, sponsored by Trespass. That's, yes.
It's every day, more and more unvetted men are on the streets of Dublin from outside of Ireland, and everybody walks past.
You're a bigot, Michael. How dare you say those words? Unvetted. Impoverished is the right word. I don't care if they're vetted. No vetting process. 70%, we can pump that percentage up. I want 100% of the people that come into Ireland to be unvetted. Why should they show who they are? To prove that they're not a speedo, a rapist, or a criminal? We want more speedos and rapists and criminals. That's what we want here, Michael. Do you not get it?
It's oblivious to it. Okay? We're at the front now. Oh, increase in tense. When you see, unbelievable. More and more. Blame the government, blame Roger Goldman.
Beautiful.
Look at this. There's the front of the building. And there's more. Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm gonna shed a tear. I'm not listening to this bigot. I'm just watching the beautiful sight that is the tents. This is my plan working out. I want it to be like California, Skid Row. This is Dublin's version of Skid Row, and it's absolutely beautiful.
People in Melbourne. There's unvetted men just hanging around in the corner. Look at this. Look at this. Madness. Queues of people. Pure insane.
Those beautiful people.
Sanity. Look at down the front of the building as well. Pure madness. Send all these men home.
How send all these men home? What a bigot. Why would you say? Imagine sending them home. Imagine actually doing something as stupid as sending them home and getting them off the streets. We need more tents. And as I say, I'm advocating to get rid of toilets because I want shit on the streets. I want an app like America, where you got California, we've got an app, it's called the Poop Meter, and you can see where the poop is all over the streets. So people can go and visit the culture and see the poop on the streets. Because that to me is culture. Tell me I'm wrong here. How that's a bigot, that Michael. A bigot, an absolute bigot. Now, what's this here? Him sharing an independent. Let me just take a drink here because this is making me sick. The government has allowed killers, kidnappers, rapists out of prison on temporary release, while Enoch Burke is still locked up. Give him 50 years in prison. Turn it into a Google. I give him slop and water for the next 50 years. How dare he stand up to his suspension in school? We should have radicalism in school. That's exactly what we're looking for. Get the wieners chopped off them. It's 100%. Let's see what this bigot's posted here. Killers and S offenders among 387 inmates granted temporary release from prison. And exactly, this is progressiveness, folks. This is what we want. What's this say here? 2 killers, an S offender, and dozens of people jailed for theft or drug crimes were among. Let me see. Let me get this a bit closer because I'm a protected characteristic. I'm blind, you see. Inmates given temporary release from Irish prisons in recent months. The Irish Prison Service, IPS, provided breakdowns of the 387 people freed last New Year's Eve as it tries to deal with growing levels of overcrowding. And analysis of the data has shown that among those temporarily released were 2 men convicted of homicide offences. Brilliant. We need more of these people in the streets. You know, the murder rates are a bit low for me, folks. You know, we can pump those numbers up. Who were both serving sentences of between 5 and 10 years in Castlereagh Prison in County Roscommon. The service also granted freedom to an S offender. Fantastic. This is making me cry here, folks. This is brilliant. Who was serving a sentence of between 3 and 6 months in the Midlands Prison of County. I can't say. I'm literally going blind here. Anyway, we'll go off that because this is bigotry. Bigotry. This is bigotry. I think it said County Laois. But anyway, let them all out. Let them all out. In prison, teachers that are trying to teach children the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. School is not about that. School should be about learning about the alphabet, people, and chopping off your wiener. Have you not accepted that yet? If you're not accepting that, well, you're not in my group. You're not in my group. Who's this coming in here? I'm pro-life. No, Eamon, we're going to have words. Pro-life? How could you be pro-life? Pro-life? You really coming to me with pro-life? Pro-life? Pro-life. Who's pro-life? Imagine trying to save unborn babies. You're a fucking disgrace to Ireland, son. A disgrace to Ireland. They're not real. See the microorganisms that we find on Mars. That's life. But see that life inside the womb. That's just a collection of cells. Have you not clicked on yet? You bigot. Fucking bigots, man. Bigots. What's this here bigotry he's showing here? 115 unaccompanied children apply for international protection in Ireland. What? Oh no! Now we're getting into the conspiracy theories of Tusla and idle car services. What are you trying to say here, Michael? You trying to say that there's something going on between Tusla and the government and the open border policies of Ireland? You're trying to say that there's trafficking gangs coming in here, trafficking these people. See these see anybody that comes out with wild conspiracy theories and has freedom of thought into the gulag. The children are currently among 176 youngsters currently being held in state care at Special Emergency Accommodation SEA centres. Well, how else is Varadkar going to get the Adrana bone for the parties? Answer that question for me, Michael. Answer that question for me. Ireland failing to combat human trafficking report claims, and we shouldn't even be worried about it. We shouldn't even be worried about it because it's not a thing. You're a conspiracy theorist and not on my watch. Not on my watch. Do you understand me? What is this? What's he doing here, Michael O'Keefe? The wee fruit. What's he doing here? There is another scandal. We're being run by idiots. Justice doesn't know how many unsolved homicides there have been since 1995. No, now, this is where I agree with Michael. We need to know how many homicides there is in Ireland because we want those numbers to go up. Because we're extinctionists here, you see. So I'm actually a bit disappointed in the government because I want to know the statistics of homicide because surely they have to go up. We want more homicide. We're extinctionists, are we not? The Minister of Justice, Helen McAtee, has admitted that neither she nor the Gardaí can provide figures for how many unsolved homicides there have been in Ireland since 1995. Miss McAtee is also unable to provide figures for unsolved murders of women in the same period, making both these revelations in response to questions from independent TD Carol Nolan. I mean, well, we need to know those figures because we need to pump those numbers up. Because we're extinctionists. We are extinctionists. In the wake of the high-profile murders such as that of teacher Aisling Murphy in Tullamore in 2022, Miss McEntee promised a zero tolerance approach to fatal violence against women. I'm not even going to joke about this here. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, I can't even put myself in character for that. I mean, what are we doing here? Aisling Murphy was a beautiful woman, like, I'm not going to joke about something like that. That's absolutely disgusting what happened to that woman, like, and how the government just pawned that off, man. I mean, that really, really does boil my fucking blood now. However, when asked for very basic facts, neither she nor the Gardaí appeared to know, because, they're absolute fucking arseholes. They don't care about society. What's this bigot Michael O'Keefe talking about here? Man who raped woman while she slept, jailed for 9 years. A man who broke into a woman's home and raped her while she slept has been jailed for 9 years. 24-year-old Kamal Kumar Nepali of Beach Park, Ballinaclog, County Cork, was described in court as predatory in nature. He was found guilty following the trial of 1 count of rape, 1 count of burglary, and 1 count of assault causing harm, and 1 count of assault, and 4 counts of trespass on March 1st, 2022. The court heard today that the survivor had been out socializing with friends and was in a deep sleep when he broke into her home. She awoke the following morning to find him in her bed. The jury was told she was covered in love bites and injuries consisted with being raped. The woman told Justice McGrath that the confusion, fear, and upset from the morning will never leave her. And I'm not going to joke about that either, guys. I know I'll play a role far left cabbage, but I mean, that's absolutely disgusting, Just disgusting, folks. I'm not going to joke about that. My humanity cannot allow me to joke about things like that. So, we'll recap. I'm not going to joke about that, because no matter who does that, that's absolutely disgusting. But to get away from that, the government's literally allowing these people to roam the streets. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to bring in far right cabbage. Let me bring in far right cabbage. I actually should change him to right so far cabbage. So this is not far right cabbage, this is right so far cabbage. So, absolutely disgusting. You've got people out here like Michael O'Keefe, loads of other people, the Irish Git, they're exposing everything to do with the government. We're actively being told that the tents on the street are, this is okay, this is A-okay. They're fine, folks. Nothing to see here. The borders are open, which is basically facilitating human shipping rings. And whenever you speak up about that, you're called far right. Or, I say right so far. I mean, women are being raped. Predators and criminals are being allowed out of prison. And that's supposed to be okay. How can Varadkar look at that and think, well, these are okay policies? Think about that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to read the chat here for a little bit, and then, I had to turn it to the right so far cabbage, because there's no way at the end that just blitzed my role to pieces there, like reading those stories. How can you joke about? You would have to be a real soulless creature to joke about something like that. So let's have a look at the chat. I was on a panel the other night, and Patrick Murphy came on, and I don't know if he's legit or not, but he was saying the right things. They believe in closing, like he did say that. He says that he was, it's not how you say that. Atu, you call them, isn't it? And the new guys on the block, they believe in closing the borders and pro-life. Well, that's where my policies align here. In the 32 counties, 100%. That's what you want. You want somebody that is for the whole of Ireland, but also has good, strong values. Because right now, if it seems like anybody that's for a united Ireland are far leftists, but I'm for a united Ireland, but I'm not a far leftist socialist that wants to chop off wieners. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're for united Ireland. Yeah, well, you must like chopping wieners off, and you must want to have open borders. No, I'm for a united Ireland. I'm an Irish nationalist. I'm not an Irish internationalist. Do you know what I mean? So, that's the way I've been saying it. I've been right. Well, brother speaks basically fluent Irish, and I've been listening to him, and he's trying to help me. These fucking Brits taking the Irish away from me. There's a lot of people up here in the north that they're for United Ireland. I'm for United Ireland, but they've got far left values. Like some of them are communists, and they, it's just like they want to plunge Ireland in the war. And my question to those people is, if you're for United Ireland, why have you got open door policies? And they call themselves Irish nationalists, by the way. And I'm like, well, hold on. Irish nationalists are being called far right in Dublin at the minute, in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. So if you go down south with that same title as an Irish nationalist, you're considered far right. Do you know what I mean? So they don't want nationalism. They want open door policies, and I'm an Irish nationalist that supports a united Ireland. My family fought back in the day, and they didn't die for nothing. They didn't die to allow they didn't die for Africa and Middle Eastern countries to empty their prisons and asylums into this country. Do you know what I mean? And anybody that supports that's just a whack job. They're just listening to propaganda. So I'm not, you know what? I'm going to leave stories like what's happening to women in Ireland to far right cabbage. I'll do live streams just far right cabbage, and I'm just going to react to videos because that ripped far left. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. If you are a far leftist in Ireland, how can you read a story of women being terrorized and still hold them same views in your head? Because I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't do that. Once I hear of a woman or a child or shipping rings or anything like that, people being hurt like that, even men to a certain degree, it's like the jokes just come out of me. I can't do it anymore. So I'm going to leave them for maybe just single videos, but the far left cabbage, the comedy skit that I do is going to be solely just reacting to videos. And I'm not going to be talking about, just taking the piss out of the clown show. That's all it is. That's what I'm going to do from now on, because I'm not happy anymore, folks, after reading those. And rightly so, you shouldn't be. You should be severely fucking angry, like properly angry, to the point, like I've got a little, I call her Lucille. She sits underneath my seat, and it's just a little miniature baseball bat. And, you just think, you envision yourself going in, not to be some hero or something, but you envision yourself coming in, just ripping Lucille out and just doing damage to these fucks, because that's what they deserve in a real world. But then you've got these so-called Irish nationalists that support open borders, that allow the emptying of prisons and asylums into this country. I'm not saying I'm not anti-immigration. I'm not even anti-refugee. We don't have a vetting process, and you can come in here without a passport. I broke it down in one of the videos. She basically, your woman McEntee says, all you have to do, you don't need a passport or legitimate documentation. You just have to prove that you've came from that country. But how can you prove if you don't have legitimate documentation? They just need basically take a phone call from said country. Somebody's pretending to be your mum. Yeah, that's Jimmy Joe McGaggy. Let him in, 100%. Do you know what I mean? That's all. And they give you Irish identification then. We're literally ran by sociopaths, psychopaths. We must vote, all jokes aside, we must vote these sociopaths out of power. And the people who do get into power, because people are going, vote Antuyan, vote Irish Freedom Party and Irish Nationalist Party. the rest of them. But then they get into power and then they start taking European money. So the work only begins whenever the people that you vote for get into power. That's how far back we are. Once they get into power, you have to sit there. You have to be always apply the pressure on them. That's why I haven't joined a political organization like Irish Freedom Party, Irish Nationalist Party, and I would love to, but then I have to align myself with those policies, and I can't call them out on their own wrongdoings. It doesn't matter if they're right or left. You have to apply the pressure. And if they say, well, we're for a cap on refugees, we're for a heavy vetting process, we're for good legal immigration, right? And then they don't do those things. Now imagine you're a member of that political party. You can't turn your back on them. That's why it takes people to keep the pressure on them. Whether they're right wing or left wing, it doesn't make a difference. There's no, if you fall under the category of left wing and right wing, you're now a part of the propaganda tool. Just look at England, Reform UK. Reform UK is a controlled opposition, but they're in there to siphon all the votes into a corner. But therefore, it's called net zero migration, which basically means, it sounds good, but it basically means one in, one out. And their goal is to bring in 500,000 more people not of Britain. But they're controlled opposition, and one of their candidates in Reform UK was, I think he's a nonce. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm worried for. Controlled opposition. Apply the pressure on all of these people. You're not left wing, you're not right wing. If you're people say, oh well, oh, you're right wing, you're far right, you're far left. I do a little comedy sketch, but I'm not anything. I'm just a normal thinking person who wants the best for Ireland. And if that means going against the people, like for instance, if it came out that one of the nationalist parties were corrupt, I would have to call them out. You're going to hate me and going to say, oh, you're wrong, Ronan, you shouldn't be doing that. These people are for Ireland. But then if I got legitimate information, imagine if I'm connected to those people. I don't want to be friendly with any of these people. None of them. Because if you're in politics, there's a good chance that you're a sociopath. But we need to keep a check on the sociopaths to make sure they're doing right for the land. Because don't tell me, regardless if you're right wing or left wing, if you go into Europe and you scan your little card, I bet you didn't know this here, you scan your little card, straight away you're giving money into your bank account. There's an incentive to be a part of Europe. And you scan your little card and you're giving money and you're giving all these resources and you're not doing right by your own people. That's why Varadkar and the rest of them are all corrupt, because of the money. They're globalists. That's what it is. That's how the globalists don't work on money, because they've got an endless supply. They work on power. And the only way they compromise leaders and all around the world from France to Ireland is via money. That's what it is. I'm sure at some stage Varadkar thought to himself he's going to do right by Ireland. He was going to do the right thing. But then he gets connected to a group of people in Europe that just want to dismantle sovereign countries. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? So we need the people that are watching this right now are very, very important. You think that you're not important in this. There's 56 people watching this now, probably in both platforms, and there's probably a good few watching this in Rumble that I can't see. These are very, very important people, because it's people like yourself that will call out the rights and the lefts. The right wing and the left wing was created by the globalists to box you off into a corner. You're neither right wing or left wing. I don't care if some people come here consider themselves left wing, but they have conservative views. Some people come here consider themselves right wing, but they've got liberal views. Do you see what I'm saying? I would, on the political spectrum, I'm probably more left wing, and so are you. It's been confused and disturbed to make you think, to box you off. Oh, I'm not going to listen to the RTs. I'm not going to listen to the grip medias. I just take the piss. Do you know what I mean? I just take the piss. But one thing's for sure is, do not get your legitimate information from the likes of the mainstream media. Do you know what I mean? That's it for the day, folks. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like, and leave a comment in the comment section, not just the live chat, the comment section after the fact, and share to your friend. Maybe you know somebody that's into this type of content. If you're watching this on X, make sure to give it a heart, a retweet, and leave a comment and share. If you are watching this on Rumble, give this a rumble, a share, and leave a comment in the comment section, not just the live chat. I will be doing Rumble exclusives because I can speak freely there without any censorship whatsoever of my words. And these are all beautiful people. I mean, I'm happy for the people that come in here, the people who give me criticism, the people that give me good feedback. That's what it's about. I'm not a yes man. Total 100% freedom of speech on my channel. And that's it, guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday and peace.